What's going on, you guys? Today we're going to be learning the solo for the song Fleabag by Yungblud. In case you are unaware, just a couple days ago I released the rhythm guitar tutorial on this song. If you're interested in learning the rhythm parts to the song, you can check that video out up here, but if you want to be learning the solo, you are in the right place. Let's get into it. You are watching Logan's Lessons. Okay, I like to break this solo up into 4 different pieces, the first of which is a tapping part. If you are unfamiliar with the concept of tapping, it's simply where you hammer onto a note with your left hand, and then you hammer on again with your right. Then you pull off with your right, then you pull off with your left. Like so. So for this song, we will start with our first finger on the 12th fret of our high E string. That's your only finger that does not move. Then what we do is we hammer on to the 15th fret of our high E string. Just so we're clear, all of the first piece of this solo happens on the high E string, just so that I don't have to say that a million times. Just assume that I'm talking about the high E string. So you hammer on to the 15th fret with your third finger. And then what you do is you tap on to the 19th fret with your first finger of your right hand. Pull off with your third finger. So you do that 4 times. Then you do that same thing, but this time instead of playing your right hand on the 19th fret, it's on the 17th fret. So far we have Then right here what we do is not tapping but something similar. We hammer on and pull off with our middle finger on the 14th fret. And then immediately we hammer on and pull off the third finger on the 15th. That also happens 4 times. The very last one, we're just hammering on and pulling off 8 times onto the 14th fret with our middle finger. So we have Do that with me. A little bit faster now. One more time. That is the first piece of the solo. The challenge with this is that it is quite fast, and so I would encourage you that if you're having trouble with this, just slow it down, play it slowly, ramp up the speed over time, and you can most assuredly do this. I believe in you. Okay, so moving on to the second piece of the solo. You will be relieved that this is quite a bit less complicated than the first. We will start by doing an unison bend with your third finger on the 15th fret of your B string and your first finger on the 12th fret of your high E string. So you bend up your ring finger without bending up your first finger. You kind of strum both of them together, and then what you do is you hit the high E string. So, like that. It should sound like that. So right after that, we play the B string open, followed by your third finger hitting the 15th fret of your B string. And one more note, you once again play the 12th fret of your high E. So, do that with me. Right here, after a slight pause, we play the 14th fret of our B string, followed by the 12th of that same string, and then the 14th of the G string, and our very last note is the 11th fret of our D. So, I like to give that last note a little bit of vibrato. Play that with me. Once again. And with the first part of the solo. Buckle up, part 3 is a wild ride. You start with a slide up from 15 to 17 on the high E string to the 20th fret. You can pull the 20th fret off to the 19th, you pull the 19th fret off to the 17th, using your ring finger to middle finger to first. Again, that is pull off from 20 to 19 to 17. Then you pull off from 19 to 17, and you slide down to the 15th fret. So, like that. Right here, we do the same motion, pulling off from 17 to 15, and then sliding down from 15 to 14. And then from 15 to 14 down to 12. So. Then what you do is you pull off from 14 to 12 and onto the 15th fret of your B string. Here you pick the 12th again, then you pick the 15th of your B and pull off to the 14th fret. Then, as you might expect if you're picking up on the pattern here, we go back up to the 15th, down to the 14th, and to the 12th. Then up to the 14th, back to the 12th, and then next is the 14th of the G string. Back up to the 12th of the B, down to the 14th, and then to the 12th of the G. So if I play what we have so far. Right? Then what we do is we go from the 14th fret down to the 12th and then the 11th of the G string. Then to the 12th, back to the 11th of the G and to the 14th of the D, back up to the 11th of the G. To the 14th again of the D, down to the 12th fret of our D. You kind of see the pattern here? Then back up to the 14th, last couple notes here. 14th fret of your D, down to the 12th fret of your D, to the 14th fret of our A, which then we have our very last note, which we're going to bend up the 14th fret of our G string. So the entire thing is. Do that with me. Faster now. And with the rest of the solo thus far. Take your time with that part, it's quite the challenge. Now moving on to part 4, the last piece of the solo. You play that 14th fret that we just bent up twice more. Just don't bend it up this time. Then you hammer on and pull off from 12 to 14, back to 12 on the G string. And as you slide down to 11. So. Then you hammer on and pull off from 11 to 12, back to 11, and you slide down to 9. Hammer on from 9 to 11, back down to 9, and slide down to 7. Then right here, what we do is we use our first finger on the 6th fret, our middle finger on to the 7th, and then our pinky finger up to the 9th, back down to our middle finger, and back down to our first finger. Last part here, we hammer on from the 4th fret to the 6th fret, then slide up from 4 to 6, and then with our middle finger, we're going to slide up to the 9th fret on our D string, and we give it a little bit of vibrato. So.